And I was telling my HWC this morning, Elvis wanted to be an actor. He wanted to be a serious actor that people would take seriously, not just singing in movies and being the star, Elvis, but a serious working actor. And that was his biggest dream. And he became a singer and he did all of his stuff as a singer, became a worldwide most famous person in the world, actually, for quite some time. And had this amazing, thriving musical career. And everybody was making money off of that career. His manager or his booking agent and all of his people. He's, when you're an artist that big, the record labels are making a living off of you. The musicians are making a living off of you. They're raising their families from the work they do with you. So everybody's reliant upon him. Later on, the casino and all of the employees that are in the show, everybody's making money off of that artist. So sometimes it's not in anyone's best interest to help the artist do something else. They want to keep them stuck in that box. And with Elvis, they wanted to keep him stuck in the box of making music, and they never helped him become a working actor, like a really serious actor that people would take seriously and love his theatrical work and play deep characters and meaningful roles. That was his biggest dream, and he never accomplished it. We can say, and everyone can say, and people around him can say, he was successful because he was rich, because he was famous, because he was one of the greatest performers of all time with one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. But he wasn't happy. So is that success? He wasn't happy. He didn't feel fulfilled. He felt trapped and eventually was drugged. He drugged himself to death. So is that success? I thought of this today because I got a text from somebody. They were posting about a showcase and they said something like, is this real? It says, hey, you want to be on Netflix and blah, blah, blah. And one of our actors did this, this, this. And the person said, is this real? And I thought, well, yeah, they put agents and managers in the room. That's real. All these companies that say they're going to put agents and managers in a room to watch you, they do, right? You can just look them up on IMDb. That's the agency. That's the name of the company. That's the agent. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, even if there are agents and managers in a room watching you and watching your ability or talent, are you doing what it takes to be a successful product for them? So if they do sign you, are you doing what it takes to help them get the job done? And that's what I mean by success, okay? There's different levels of success. Just being famous doesn't mean you're successful. Just being rich doesn't mean you're successful. Just getting signed to an agent or manager doesn't mean you're successful, okay? Everybody here, if you watch this later, everybody here should be identifying in their life, what is success to me? What is success to me? Is success overcoming my fears and following my dreams? Is success being a star that anywhere I go, everybody knows who I am? Is success when I watch television, I see myself on different shows? Is success I go to the movie theater and I see myself on the big screen? Is success a long time, like I can work as an actor for years and years and years. I can pay all my bills from acting. Maybe they don't know my name, but I get to do what I love for a living the rest of my life. You have to determine what success is for you, and it can't be determined by other people. And the more successful and famous you get, other people are going to want to determine that for you. But what I will try to teach you in this short conversation, because I am heading out. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to a party. And then this weekend, I'm going up to some more parties up in Hollywood. So I have a busy weekend planned. And it starts actually with dinner tonight and the movies. And so I'm going to get out of here. But I wanted to say this part, becoming a working actor requires you doing specific things that will help you be successful as an actor. And those things are not negotiable. They're not negotiable, right? If you are in a room doing whatever it is you do in front of agents and managers and they're watching you, sure, they can sign you to the roster. No problem. Sign. Done. But do you have the materials prepared to give them so they can sell you to casting? Yes or no? Right? And are those materials fantastic? Yes or no? Most actors, I see new actors all the time. I work with new actors 24/7. I get it. You guys come in with like this dream of what you want to achieve, and this show and that show and this fame and this success. And I mean, how do I get an agent or manager? And then I say, well, have you taken acting classes? And the answer is, well, I just started. Okay, well, then let's stop talking about series regular and famous and, and rich and like, is the agent doing enough for me? You have to do enough for you first. You have to do enough for you first. What is doing enough? Getting headshots. Getting great headshots that match your types. And if you're new in here, and we have 1,000 members, every single couple of weeks, new members. We're almost at 100,000 members. And if you guys have ideas of what you think we could do to celebrate that, we'll make a post and we'll ask for ideas. Love to see what you think we should do to celebrate 100,000 members here at TMFA. Some of you have been here a long time and you know me and you know what all the moderators are talking about and you know what we're teaching you to do and you're doing it and you're getting great results. And we're happy for you. And some of you are really, really new and you don't know what the hell you're doing and you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. We know that. We know that. We know where you are. So I'm talking to those of you who are newer. You don't even understand this business at all. You don't know what kind of headshots you need to get. You don't have Actors Access yet. You don't have casting networks yet. You are not taking acting classes. And if you are, you're not really seriously studying. You're not devoted to your acting classes. You're just taking some classes instead of devoted to becoming a really good actor. And you think that if you get an agent or manager, they're going to give you a career. That's not how it happens. You work as a team with your agent or manager, right? Or with both. You maybe have a manager and an agent. You work as a team with them. Your job is to provide the materials that they need to do their job. The materials that agents and managers need to do their job is outstanding headshots from you. Many different headshots that represent different looks and kinds of moods and attitudes that you play. Not what other people play, but what you play. And then when they send that photo to casting is going to say, let me see a clip. I want to see their work. Let me see their acting. So your job is to also provide acting reels. They could be one scene. They could be a reel with 3 scenes. But you have to have footage of you doing great acting. If your footage is lousy, nobody will be able to get you auditions. You could be signed to an agent or manager, but nobody's getting you auditions because the footage is lousy and casting doesn't want to see you. A lot of times when people sign with agents or managers, they say, oh, my agent's not getting me out. Well, we look at your materials and the reason is you don't have good headshots. How are they going to get you out without good headshots? Well, they signed me. Yeah, because they're hoping you're going to get good headshots, add them to your profiles and give them something to work with. They signed you because they saw potential. You have to deliver on that potential. That's your job, to deliver on the potential that they see in you, that we see in you. We don't sign you if we don't see potential in you. We don't sign you just to sit on the roster and for fun, there's a name on it, No, we want you to work. So we see potential, but you have to deliver on that potential. And you are new, you don't understand what the delivery process is. What's the delivery? The delivery is a range of headshots, lots of different headshots. The delivery is lots of different clips. Lots of different clips where you're playing different roles that you are absolutely right for. Not stuff you got from your scene study class or a footage of a play or all this other stuff, like really specific clips that fit your most castable types. You need to have that in your package. What are my most castable types? You need to figure out what your types are. You can't play everything. There are certain things when someone looks at you, they're like, oh, he's a stoner. Oh, he's a drug addict. Oh, he's a cop. Oh, he looks like a bodybuilder, or she looks like a waitress, or she looks like she could be a judge. She looks like she's rich. She looks poor. He looks smart. People look at you and they make a decision on what they think you could do, what they think you could play, what they think you look like, what kind of shows they think you could be on. And your look tells them a lot. And you need to talk with other people and find out how do they see you? Not ask your family, not ask your friends, but complete strangers. So how can you do that? There's a type exercise on Mark Atterbury's website, beaworkingactor.com. Beaworkingactor.com. I think his type exercise, in fact, I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in here after this conversation from Hollywood Winter Circle Academy. We have one as well. I'll give you that document. And you take that to the mall with a friend. You go with a friend, and your friend goes and hands them out to people with a pencil and says, hey, you see my friend over there? Could you look at him or her and circle everything that looks like that's my friend? Like just anything you feel when you look at them, you read the paper, if what describes my friend over there. And you do that 50 times. You really do need 50 of those things, right? Don't skimp at 10. Get 50. Now you've got the feedback from 50 strangers, and you're going to look at that and you're going to think, okay, which one of these descriptions is coming up all the time? Mom, judge, cop, teacher, lawyer, hippie, airhead, whatever. Which one is coming up all the time? The ones that come up all the time are your most castable types. That is how the world sees you. Based on looks alone and energy alone, not based on who you are as a human being, but based on your energy, the way you present yourself, the way you walk, the way you talk, how you look, how you sound, maybe not even how you sound and look. I'm sorry, how you sound can change it sometimes, but right now we're just going based on watching you stand there and be. And from that we go, that guy's authoritative. He could be a cop, a lawyer, a judge. Now, someone else could go by on a skateboard, and you're like, that guy's like, he smokes weed, he's a gamer, he does skateboards, he's probably a surfer. You don't think corporate lawyer when you see the kid on the skateboard. You don't think judge. You don't think. So there's certain things you see right away, and that's called typecasting. It's done every day in television and film, and you should know how you're going to be typecast because you will be. You will be typecast. And that's okay because that means cast. That's going to be cast. And commercials are all based on your look and your typecast there as well. So you got to know what your typecast is. And then once you know that, then you create your package from that. So, okay, now I know these are my types. I'm going to create headshots to match them. I'm going to create clips to match those. That's putting your package together. Now you've got to put that on Actors Access and on casting networks. And people say, well, do I need those things? Yes, you need those things. If you're in the United States, you're not going to be getting jobs without these. You can get a job or two, but you're not going to build a career. So there's a difference between doing an extra job, a stand-in job, a couple jobs here and there, and having a career. The people at Talent Managers for Actors and Hollywood Winter Circle Academy, we're all here to teach you how to have a career. We're not teaching you here how to have a hobby, because that, you don't need us for that. Just go play around and you can go have a hobby. We're here to try to teach you how to become a working actor that gets paid, that works on television and film, that has great materials, that submits to an agent and a manager, and they get excited about working with you. And when they look at your package, they get excited about your headshots, excited about your clips, and they think, I can sell this actor and I can't wait to try. That's what you need. Because agents and managers, they work for free unless you book a job, right? When you book a job, they get paid. So they get excited when they see great headshots, because that means I might be able to get more auditions for them. More auditions means more of a possibility to book work. When they see like great clips and great reels, they're like, oh, I can show these to casting and I'm going to be able to get more auditions for my client, which means more work, right? Hopefully. So if you have an agent or manager right now, they don't have time to teach you none of this. Okay. You already know that because they are busy. They're busy with 200, 300, 1,000, 2,000 clients, whatever. And explaining to you how the business works is not their job. So they don't have time for that, right? They want you to figure out what you need to give them and give it to them. And if they take the time and ask you, hey, you need new headshots up there, you cannot come with, well, I can't afford it, and I'm waiting till next September and all this other stuff. They can't do anything until you give them the materials that they ask for. So figure it out. Like, if you're not ready to give someone the materials they need to do their job, you're not ready for an agent or manager. Okay, you don't need to get a professional involved in your career if you're not acting like a professional. If I hire a writer to write my screenplay and I ask them for a Word document and they say, well, I don't have a computer. Well, how do you write your screenplays? Oh, I go outside and I write with chalk on the sidewalk. I'm not hiring him. I need someone who's going to give me a Word document that my team can then print out, go over the changes, I can make a PDF, I can fax it to someone, we can put it in this, we can put it in the program. I don't need somebody who's writing with chalk on the sidewalk. Okay, I need someone who's performing at the professional level. I'm at the professional level. You need to be at the professional level, right? So when you get an agent or manager, they want actors who are at the professional level. Of course, you're brand new, right? You're here at TMFA. You've been watching my YouTube videos for years, and maybe Kurt Yu's videos. He has a great channel called Acting Career Center. Check that out if you have not subscribed to his channel. Please subscribe to it. It is so good. He gives such good information from the actor's perspective and from a working actor's perspective. And that is so important, that you don't try to learn how to be an actor from people who are not on television. Okay, people who are not on television cannot teach you how to be on television unless they're an agent or manager or casting director, right? So an unemployed actor who's never been on television should not be the person you're asking advice from. That's why the moderators here, Rebecca Kennedy, Jim Doherty, Alex Collins, Sean Perez, all of these people are Kenzo Lee, Tony Robinette, all the people that we have here are working actors. Sometimes you get pissed when we say, don't answer questions here, but we don't want to hear from non-working actors because you just confuse everybody. And occasionally somebody might have a really good answer, but we can't really ever let that hang there if it doesn't come from a working actor, because they make usually the people here who don't have experience, they give the wrong answer. So then a new person would come here and not know which one is, who's right, who's wrong. So that's why we have a policy here. Don't answer questions. Don't answer questions unless you're an agent, manager, casting director. You may notice that Gil Younger is here in the group. Gil is a friend of mine, and he is the director of 10 Things I Hate About You, the movie and the series with Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles. He's shot over 250, I think, hours of television. He directed the episode when Ellen came out on the Ellen Show. He's just an amazing man. I love him dearly, personally. And as a coach, he's phenomenal. And he's here giving guidance on Monologue Mondays with you. And he's teaching this amazing course. You should check it out. But you want to get information from people like Gil, the coaches that we have here, Darren Warren and Sandra Horner and Mike Pointer and Amy Linden, and all of the coaches that are at the professional level. That's where you want to be learning from. So if you're in, some of you are watching, you're Oklahoma, Indiana, Montana, Michigan, wherever, Virginia, you can still train online with LA coaches, New York coaches, Atlanta coaches, like big market coaches on Zoom. And I highly recommend you do that because they work every day with actors who work on television. Their acting students are successful. Their acting students are working on television. James Ciccone, great coach. So, stick to the coaches we're recommending you, or at least take some of them, so you can see what it feels like to be in a really professional class as opposed to some of the amateur classes you have started with. Because if you're just starting out as an actor and you've never taken professional classes, you don't have any idea what that feels like. And you need to learn that. So I highly recommend you train with some of those people. Also, Julianne Lichty is a great coach. Andy Metheny and Jessica Hood Morris from the Hood School of Acting. Great coaches right here. I've brought them to you so you don't have to run around thinking, who do I train with? I don't know who to trust. I don't know who's a good coach. I just told you, those are great coaches. Judy Kane, Terry Burland. Any of the coaches you see teaching here, you can trust. They're great coaches. Okay. That being said, in addition to having great headshots that match your types, acting clips that match your types, not just one, but you need 2, 3, 4, 5. It's called a clip library. Our precious Sean Perez, who is one of the founding members here at TMFA, he calls it a clip library, which I love, but he does it in his Australian accent. Here, he has a clip library, and you have a variety of different clips in there. And your headshot, you got a variety of different of headshots. Now, you have to self-tape, meaning all your auditions right now are going to be on self-tapes mostly. So that means you have to have a good self-tape setup, clear background, not like mine. Mine is a Japanese palace, because when I was in Japan, I fell in love with this palace. You need to have a good lighting setup and understand how to self-tape. And you have to understand how to act, okay? You would think that's a no-brainer, but I can't tell you how many people I talk to who want to be actors and they're not taking classes. I'm like, fuck you. I don't even want to talk to you until you've taken a class. It's like, what do I want to play basketball professionally. Have you ever dribbled a ball even for fun? No. Go do that. Go do that for a while. Go play with your friends down the street on the corner. Go play basketball with your friends. Let them teach you the game. Go see if you even like the game. Don't come to me and ask to be on the NBA yet. You're nowhere near that. Okay, let's play. Let's do this one step at a time, right? So when you put up a self-tape, it's always horizontal. You don't shoot it vertically. You shoot it horizontally. Your eye line must be at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock when you're talking to two people right here. Yes, and you. It can't be over here and over here. And if you don't know that, you don't need an agent or manager yet. You need to learn how to act in front of a camera. There's a coach named Jordan Woods Robinson right here in the TMFA. He owns a company called Book from Tape. Book from Tape will teach you how to work right in this little box right here. Right in this little box. We'll teach you how to have the right eye lines, how to have the right camera equipment, set up, how to, all that stuff you need. And it'll teach you how to audition and break down scenes. That's awesome. After, let's see, you've got your self-tape set up. When you've got headshots, clips on a self-tape setup, and you have an agent or manager that looks at your resume and they go, okay, let me see if I see any experience here. Don't say you're looking for an agent or manager if you've had no experience. First, get experience. First step to becoming an actor, get experience acting. What does that mean? Classes, student films, short films, web series, local commercials right in your own state, your student films in your own state, like small little projects. Just small projects to get experience in front of a camera, get experience on set. We don't need actors with no experience at all. Like no training, no experience. We're not going to spend our time with that. You need to get yourself to a level first, where then we feel like what we can do can add to your journey. But you got to come to us with something first, right? So I've been a manager for a long, long time. Excuse me. I was an agent before that. If I'm working with an adult and they're 20 years old and they've never had an acting class, and they want me to manage them, the answer is no. No. My answer is go get training. Go do some short films and some student films. Go do 5 or 10 short films, student films, web series, and local commercials right in your state. Once you've done those things, come back to me. Let me see what your acting looks like a year later, 2 years later. Let me see what kind of actor you are. Let me see what kind of projects you've been able to book. Let me see if you've been on set a few times and you know a little bit of what you're doing. Because I'm not sending you to NCIS. You know, Lisa Zambetti is a friend of mine. She teaches at HWC. She is the casting director for Criminal Minds. Okay. If I pick up the phone and call her and say, look, I got this actor. They're fantastic. I'm not going to send her a bad actor. And I'm not going to send her an actor that's got a bad tape. And I'm not going to send her an actor that's got bad headshots. It's not going to happen. So to all you wonderful new people, this journey starts with you taking responsibility for your part first. Your part first. You need headshots, then come up with the money to shoot them. You need acting clips, get a backdrop, lights, and self-tape them at home with your iPhone. Take a self-tape class so you know how to do that. When you get auditions, you'll need to get coached on those auditions because you're not going to just turn in anything. You need to work with a coach on your material. Now, if you train with someone like Amy Linden, who I absolutely think is one of the best coaches in the world, right? She's teaching you a method to learn how to act and how to break down scenes so you don't need her anymore. If you really learn how to tear apart a scene, break it down, and bring your true authentic self to that scene, and you learn the technique, you don't need her anymore. You've got the technique, and you can apply that to all of your scripts. So learn a solid technique. I know if you're new, you're thinking, well, Meisner or Method or Chubbuck or all these other different, there's lots of different Alexander method, and there's lots of other different methods. Which one is right for me, you're saying? I don't know. You have to go find out what's right for you, which means you can audit classes. And auditing means taking a free class and listening to the teacher teach and feel if that feels right to you. Does that excite you about acting or confuse the shit out of you? Does that make sense? I don't know. I never thought of that before. Oh, I like that. That's interesting. I want to apply that to my acting next time. Give me a scene. Let me try that. Or does it just go over your head because you just can't hear that teacher? If you have a teacher that you're listening to and you're like, wow, this would be a great class. I want to be in this class. Put that on your short list of classes that you know you're going to take the next 2 years. And then sign up for one of those and get into classes on a regular basis. If you're new and you want to be on television working, you got to give 1,000% to this because the other people on TV, they are. So you can't be just taking one class a week for 2 hours. That is not enough to become great. Okay, that's child play. That's baby, toddler, hobby play. That is not, I am going to be a real professional actor. I will become so good that they have to cast me. That's going to take time, practice, and years of getting good over time. Anybody that's promising you any kind of overnight success is full of shit. Full of shit. Because there's nothing easy about this business and there's nothing overnight about it. It takes years of building a strong package, strong headshots, strong clips, strong acting skills, strong audition skills, great self-tape skills, doing auditions for many years as casting gets to know you. And they get to rely on you and they learn that you're a great actor. And when they bring you in for auditions, they can count on you to deliver great work every time, year after year, audition after audition. And when that trust is built between you and the casting director, they can send you straight to producers. And you don't have to audition for things the way you did in the first 3 to 5 years of your career. You can go straight to producers, where then you'll audition for them at a different level. The job that you're here to do is complicated, and it takes real talent and real training. I saw today in HWC we had this really cool challenge. It was a scene from New Girl. Zooey Deschanel plays this role, and we gave the script to the actors, and they worked on this comedy. It was just wonderful to watch them. There were some actors I could tell immediately were shaped for comedy. They're just funny naturally. You know, there's some that are shaped for drama. Like even in comedy, they were very dramatic. And when you train as an actor, you need to train in comedy and drama. Now, there was this one actress there. Her name is Jamie. She's never trained yet, ever. And she was great. She was great. And she's never had a class. She's never taken any training. And she was funny. Natural talent. Now, I'd sign her in a minute flat. If I was managing right now, I would sign her in a minute flat. Not because I think she's going to go out on auditions tomorrow. No. But because she's got so much talent and potential that if I take her and fix and like mold her for the next year or two, she's going to work as an actor. I can promise that. Like, and good thing she's at HWC because that's exactly what I'm going to do with her. I'm going to mold her and get her all the right materials and make sure she goes to all the right training and she does all the right things. And then I'm going to introduce her to agents and managers so that that girl can work because she deserves to work. She's that good. She's fucking good. So it's not enough just to have natural talent. Okay. You also have to train that talent so it becomes reliable. So that even when you're tired, even when you're sick, God forbid, even when you are, you know, in a bad mood or getting a divorce or something happens like your dog dies, God forbid, or whatever, you're having a shit day, your technique is so strong that that will carry you through the 16-hour workday you have on set of, and, you know, you're a series regular on a TV show and you got to shoot 5 days a week, 16 hours a day, regardless. You don't get to call it in. You just don't get to phone it in. You know, the production's not going to wait while you get over the cold. So you got to work through shit. You got to motor through tough times. The adrenaline kicks in when you start working, but when you have a technique, it sustains you. It's like the foundation. And so you need to get a strong technique for auditioning and a strong technique for acting under your belt. And that does not happen overnight. That takes several years. So I really want to guide you, if you're brand new, to start listening to what people are saying here. And always know, if you want to know the truth about something, you can ask me, because I will always tell you the truth. And I will always tell you the truth about other people. And I will tell you the truth about the business. And I will always give you the truth, the facts. Because if I wanted to learn something new and I was sitting down with an expert, all I want are the facts, Jack. I don't want to hear any shit. Just facts, facts, facts. Tell me what I have to do. Tell me how to do it. Show me examples. Am I doing this right? Yes or no? Good. What's next? Now what do I do? Now what do I do? Now what do I do? And then I'm going to do what that expert says, and I'm going to get those results that I want. And I might have a couple different experts that are all successful and they all know a little bit of something different. And I'm going to apply all of those things to what I want to do. And as I'm going along, I may find my own little approach to how I want to do things. And that'll be my method, right? And that's what it's going to be for you as an actor. You're going to learn a little bit from me, from Alex Collins, from DeJuan Johnson, from people that have other programs, from Wendy Braun, from Bonnie Gillespie, from great coaches who have years of experience in this business, years that you don't have. And my suggestion is you take notes from everybody and you listen to what is the same. Because every person has their own spin. You know, I'm very straightforward. I'm very aggressive about it. I'm like, fuck you. If you don't like it, there's the door. I don't care. I'm not here to please you. I don't need your approval. And I don't care about your opinion. I'm here to teach you how the business works. And if you want to hear it, I'll tell you. And if you don't listen. I'm not changing who I am for you or for anybody. And I don't think any coach should, you know. I'm who I am. Just like when you're an actor, you're who you are. And you have the personality you have. Wendy Braun, she has her personality. DeJuan Johnson has his. Alex Collins has his. Bonnie Gillespie has his. Find a coach that resonates with you. If I resonate with you, great. I'm happy to teach you what I know. If someone else, Bonnie or DeJuan or Alex, resonates with you, train with them too. Train with different people and learn. But listen for the similarities. because all of us in this business that are experts, that are coaches, we're saying a lot of the same thing, only in our own style, right? We have our own style of saying things, and we have different approaches to it and different materials we give you to learn from. And we each have different books. But like, for example, casting directors, Stuart Stone, my friend Stuart Stone, my friend Lisa London, my friend Terry Berlin. These are 3 casting directors. They all do the same thing. They cast. They cast, which means they look at a ton of actors and they try to pluck out who's prepared, who's interesting, who's got an interesting spin. Then they give some redirection to try to get them to be like what the director of the project is looking for. The actors that can take that direction, they separate them from the ones that can't, and they bring this handful to producers. Okay, that's their job. They all do the same job, but they all have their own way of doing it. They have their own vibe, and they've written their own books. And I suggest you read all 3, because then you can learn from their wisdom of successful people who know what they're talking about. Get a mentor, whether it's me or someone else. Get a mentor. You absolutely have to learn how this business works. You have to learn what is a good package. What are good headshots? What are good clips? What is good self-taping? You have to learn what can go on your Actors Access account and what can't. What should your Casting Networks account have? You have to know these things. And once you have these things, then you're going to be marketable for agents and managers. And once you get an agent or manager, and I hope you guys are keeping up with me, because oh shit, I'm 6 minutes over time. Once you get an agent or manager, the job then becomes maintaining a positive mindset for as many years as you do this, because you're going to audition a lot. Sometimes, some months, a lot, sometimes nothing. And there's a post here in TMFA, which I will make it a pinned post. Is it a pinned post? I asked agents and managers to give me their advice about the question of like, how much should I be going out on auditions? When should I leave my agent or manager? Should I ask for a submission report? And I think 10 or 15 agents answered that. And we have that list. We have their answers here. Read it, because you're going to hear what agents and managers really think. And that's why I created this group, because I know that if you hear what agents and managers really think and you start, oh, that's how things work, now you're in a much better position to be successful. Ultimately, people, I just want you to be successful. I just want you to have a life that's filled with doing the things you love. I want to help you get over your fear. I want to help you get past the thoughts that you're not good enough. I want to help you get past the thoughts that you don't know you don't have what it takes. Yes, you do. Every single person here is unique and amazing. Every single person here is special and different from everybody else. When you go into an audition, you think, well, what do they want? What do I have to be to give them what they want? It's the wrong thinking. All you have to be, and I posted it this week, is you. You, your authentic self. That's who you need to be. The person that meets the script. You come with your authentic personality and your authentic energy and your authentic feelings and emotions. And how would you play this? And how do you feel in those situations? And what does love look like on you when you're in love? What does anger look like on you when you're angry? And you apply that to the script. You apply you to the script. That is your job as an actor. And then you go into the casting office and you apply you to the script. And then they watch through the people and they pull out the thing that fits, like vibes with them. I will compare it to an artist. If I give 10 artists a big blank canvas and the exact same paint, I'm going to get 10 different pictures back. Because every artist is special and unique and beautiful, and what they draw or paint that comes from them can only come from them. It can only come from you. Who you are can only come from you. So there's really no competition. There's 10 artists who lay down their paintings or hang them on a wall. Let's say we put them on a wall. And they're all so different. They're using different colors. They all have the same damn paint set, but they have different colors, different energy, different splashes, different shapes, different faces or no faces. Who knows what the hell they're going to do? They're going to feel it and put it on the canvas. That's what an artist does. Feel and splatter with big brushes or small ones. They're going to feel, and it's divinely inspired, people. The energy of God, I swear. If you're not religious, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about art. It comes into you. It is a part of you. It is the gift within you that you then put on the canvas. And no one else is going to do it the way you can. Okay? They can copy what you do, but they can't originate it. What you do from you is unique and precious, and nobody can compare to that. That is your superpower, and you have it within you wherever you go. You already have what casting is looking for. You already have it. The question is, are you training it well, and are you packaging it well so that agents and managers like me can sell it? The longer you spend, not packaging your talent well, the harder it is to have an acting career. The longer you're going to be sitting around wondering what's wrong and feeling bad and why am I not getting auditions and why aren't agents responding to me and nobody's answering my emails and I'm not going out and my friends on TV. Stop that. That's like crazy. When you have people like me who are here to tell you exactly what to do, you don't have to spend time figuring it out. I've already got it all figured out for you. All you have to do is what I'm asking you to do. That's all. And that's going to give you the career you want. The career you want. I want you to consider for a moment that when those 10 paintings are on the wall by those 10 beautiful different artists, they all look different. They're all different races. They're all different colors, sizes, shapes, sizes, whatever, because people are so unique and different in their own. Then the art they put on that canvas, and there's the wall of all those pictures. You start bringing people in, and people have a different, I like that one. I don't really like that one so much, but I like that one. They have different likes, okay? Art is subjective. Everybody's not going to like all those things the same. But somebody's going to like all of them. All of them are going to be liked by somebody, is what I'm trying to say. All of those paintings are going to be liked by somebody. Everybody isn't going to like every painting. The person that walks up to your painting and buys it, that's the fan that likes your art, that resonates with your vibe. Those are your people. When you do an audition and they see 10 different actors, the casting director that comes up to you and says, that's the one for me. That's all you need is a few casting directors to see something in you that's special and give you opportunities. Every casting director is not going to like what you do. Every casting director is not. And this is the same as in relationships, friends. Men, women, men and men, women and women, every other thing in between. You could be in front of 10 people. You're not going to feel like having sex with all 10 of them. Well, maybe, never mind. Some people might. They're not going to be attracted necessarily or want to be married to all 10 of those people, right? There's got to be a certain energy that goes back and forth between you that feels good together. It doesn't mean that the paintings aren't all great or that the people aren't all great, but it has to be a fit for you. And it has to be a fit for them. Casting is looking for a fit for their project. That fit has been told by the producers and the directors and the writers what that should feel like or look like. So when casting looks at 25 or 50 different actors, some things just don't fit it right off the bat. We didn't want green. So all the greens can go home. There's nothing wrong with green. It just doesn't fit this project. Okay. We also don't want anything that has orange in it. Take those all down. The orange ones and the green, they's got to go. It's not the fit for their project. You can't take that personally. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your art. It's just not a fit for that buyer. And you have to learn that in your soul. Because that question is going to come up for you 1,000 times in this journey. And when you don't get auditions, what's wrong with me? When you get pinned for something, you don't get it, what's wrong with me? When your show gets picked up and you get it and your pilot's on the air and you're watching 8 episodes and they cancel it, what's wrong with me? Nothing. It's just for some reason it's not fitting at the time. The next show you get on might last for 10 years. Really, was it ever you? Someone else can, if your painting's hanging in a gallery, someone else can come in and pay $10 million for that painting that no one else wanted to buy before. If you just value yourself and appreciate yourself as an artist and realize that there's a gift inside you that was given to you to perform it, to share it, and give it to the world, not to judge it, not to put it down. No. That is not your job. Your job is to learn the technical skills around how to do it well and put it out there and give it away. If you're a singer, dancer, writer, musician, actor, comedian, do your art, put it out there. Be grateful for just like happy and joyfully put it out there. And don't judge yourself. And let the people who watch it feel and do whatever they feel and do. That's none of your business. I think success, if we come back around to what is success, my feeling is that success is when you can put your art out into the world and not judge it and not fear it, but love it. When you can love yourself enough to freely be who you are and give yourself to the world. That's success. And whether you get rich from it or not, or famous from it or not, or whatever, just the fact that you can do that freely and love yourself is the success. And if you want more on top of that, then I pray that happens for you. So again, a happy 4th of July. If I please, everybody be safe. Yes, I'm coming. Everyone be safe. There's going to be a lot of drunks out there driving, so land somewhere safely and watch your dogs. My dog, I don't know about you, but my dog goes absolutely berserk. Like really, I've got some pills for her because she's going to be a nervous wreck. She goes berserk. So, they can hurt themselves. So be very careful with your dogs. And I love you all very much. I wish great success for each and every one of you. I want you all to get to that place where you're free, where you don't judge yourself, where you just share your talent and your gift with the world. And you pat yourself on the back for being an amazing human being that you are. And with that, I'll leave you. Have a great weekend. See you later. Adios, amigos.